We are officially 1 week away from the ultimate showdown between Mewtwo and Mew in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And regardless of what anyone says, this one's not gonna be easy. I would know. I was one of those people that said that. However, we need to get going and get prepared for the ultimate battle next week, and what better way to kick things off than by taking a look at Mewtwo and Mew in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and seeing exactly what we're going up against. So, welcome to Raid Prep Week, everybody. Hold on to your horses, because things are about to get crazy. Now, unless you've been living under a rock for the last week and a half, you probably know that there is a mystery gift Mew available to claim in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If you didn't know that, you need to get in the game right now, go to the Poke Portal, go to the mystery gift section, and claim your Mew using the code GETYOURMEW, because you will definitely need this to take on Mewtwo next week. This Mew comes at level 5 with your trainer ID and your ID number. It will have a random TERA type. Mine was not originally dark, it was actually steel. It also comes with the classic ribbon on it, meaning you can have Mew the Pokemon fan if you so like. It comes with a random nature. It came from a lovely place. And when you get it, it will have 3 standard moves on it. Those moves being Life Dew, Swift, and Light Screen, as well as one other move that corresponds to the TERA type that your Mew came with. So my Mew originally was a Steel TERA type, and this Mew came with Steel Beam. Your Mew will also come with 2 perfect IVs. On that, in order to check what your IVs are, you go into your boxes section, you come over here, and if you've beaten the game, you use the judge. So my best IVs were my special attack and my physical attack. Actually, it came with 3. My special attack, my physical attack, and my speed. Absolutely phenomenal for these guys to come with, or for mine to come with this one. But that is your Mew. That is what Mew looks like out of the box when you claim your mystery gift. There are many ways to build this out, and we'll get to those in just a second. But for now, let's talk about Mewtwo. Now, odds are if you have Pokemon Home, you probably do have Mewtwo in the game already. It's probably been transferred in. This is my French Mew that somebody traded to me. I love him. However, Mewtwo in the game at level 100 has these base stats. My Mewtwo has no stats trained in anything right now. His HP is 339, physical attack is 246, defense is 210, speed is 278, special defense is 231, and his special attack is 30. He will also have the ability Pressure, which means that your moves have less PP on them. You can use your moves less time. This is going to be a massive problem for this raid. As far as moves go, Mewtwo gets access to a wide range of attacking moves, meaning that basically for any type Mew you can bring in to take on Mewtwo, he has coverage for it. For example, we can see here Mewtwo gets Ice Beam as well as Aura Sphere and Shadow Ball, which these moves, we don't know if he's going to have them or not. That's all just kind of up in the air. We do, however, know that Mewtwo will, in fact, 100% guaranteed have Psy Strike, because that is Mewtwo's signature move. And if you don't know what Psy Strike is a special attacking move. It is 100 base power with 100% accuracy, and even though it is a special attacking move, it deals physical damage. Meaning that this one is going to mess up a lot of people's builds. And let me explain to you why. Because you see, most people are going to be inclined to think, oh, Mewtwo is going to be a special attacker, which, don't get me wrong, he absolutely is going to be a special attacker. There's no chance they make him a mixed attacker whatsoever. But since Mewtwo's a special attacker, most people are probably going to be inclined to dump all of their EVs into their special attack and special defense. You can't do that. Mew has really good stats to begin with. However, his special defense is, it's good. Its base is lower than its physical defense. So he has a little bit more physical defense. Psy Strike, if you max out special defense, is not going to deal damage based off your special defense. It's going to deal it based off your physical defense. So with maxed out special defense, you're still taking damage at that base 229 physical defense that Mew has. That's going to make things really, really difficult with this to counter. Because not only do we have to counter special attack with our special defense, but we also have to counter our physical defense as well for Psystrike. Another very interesting thing to point out here is the fact that we just had a new Psychic type move announced a few weeks ago with the Indigo Discs DLC trailer, and that move was Psychic Noise. Psychic Noise being a move that prevents Pokemon from healing. It is a Psychic type move. And here's a problem. I could totally see Game Freak giving Mewtwo Psychic Noise just to make this raid even more difficult. And if he does, a lot of builds are going to be in jeopardy here because most builds center around Mew having the Shell Bell as its held item, or using Life Dew to be able to heal yourself and everybody else in your party. So this is something that we're really going to have to take into account when we're making builds for this. Now, don't get me wrong, Mewtwo is going to be hard, but I don't want you to look at this guy and be like, oh my goodness, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I promise you, this one's going to be tough, but we can do this. And there's a very good reason for that. The good reason for that is actually because of this little guy right here. This is a different Mew. This is my shiny Mew. Because you see, Mew actually has a very special thing that happens when he enters into a Terra raid against Mewtwo. And that simply comes down to the fact that Mew gets a massive stat buff when it enters a raid against Mewtwo. So if we look at the damage calculator here, this is the Pokemon Showdown damage calculator. It's where we run damage calculations for Terra raids or battles or anything like that. And we look at what I have set up. I have Mew on the left-hand side and Mewtwo on the right-hand side. I've set my Mewtwo up the way that I have it with 252 EVs in its HP and special attack. And you can see that at this point, its HP is 252, which is quite, or not 252, it's 404, which is actually quite significant compared to Mewtwo's 353. Both Pokemon have a modest nature, both are healthy, and both have their abilities on them. However, Mew gets a very special buff. See, it gets 1.5 times buff to its HP when it enters the battle, and that is a permanent boost while it is in the battle, meaning that Mew's HP with 252 EVs in its HP is not going to be 404, it's going to be like 512, which is one of the highest HPs in the game. Same thing with its special attack. It's not going to be 328. It's going to be even higher than that. I think it's like 380 something. If we add the 1.2 times boost to its attack, defense, special defense, and speed, you can see that our base stats just go through our stats go through the roof. Our attack becomes 254, which is higher than Mewtwo's. Our defense becomes 283, higher than Mewtwo's. Our special attack will be higher than what Mewtwo's is. Special defense is higher, and our speed, we don't quite outspeed Mewtwo on this one, which honestly could be a problem. However, if we look up here at the damage calculations that are shown up here, Dark Pulse already is doing 131% at max, and the most damage that Mewtwo can do with this moveset right here is to use Aura Sphere and do 50% damage to us. If we take into account the fact that Acid Spray is going to drop Mewtwo's special defense to -6, and Nasty Plot is going to put our special attack at +6, we're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 damage with a Dark type Mew. So that additional boost that Mew is going to get in this raid is going to be absolutely monumental. It's going to be absolutely key in our strategy to take down Mewtwo. However, there's an interesting thing, and that's that this does not apply just to a Dark Terra type. If you were to say go in and have a normal type Mew, a normal type Mew is still going to do 1,300% and only take 50% from Psystrike. A Ghost type Mew is going to do 1,300% and only take 50% from Psystrike with this load, or with this the way we have things set out right now. So there's a very good chance that we can take down Mewtwo with just a single Mew, and that's if you're running this solo. That's if you had no other support Pokemon in there, which we know you're going to have regardless of whether it's AI or people. So Mewtwo, while a monster of a Pokemon and our first legendary 7-star raid, may look super menacing, and he will be super menacing, does not mean that he is unbeatable. So we know from this that Mewtwo is probably going to have a wide array of special attacking moves. Mewtwo's probably, we know he's going to have Psy Strike, and odds are there's probably going to be at least 6 other special attacking moves in his roster as well. We don't know what nature he's going to have. If I had to guess, I'd say they're probably going to give him a modest nature just to boost that special attack even more. And we also know that there will be some sort of gimmick involved with Mewtwo. There's going to be something that he does turn 0. Think back to everything else. Chestnut Chestnut did bulk up turn 1. You know, every 7-star raid has had some gimmick that's turn 0 that happens before you ever get to start attacking. And we don't know what that's going to be yet. It could be something as simple as Psychic Terrain. It could be something as crazy as Mewtwo using Taunt, which would be absolutely insane. But you know what? That's not going to be a problem for us because Game Freak has already given us the solution to this raid in our Mystery Gift Mew. Now, you're probably thinking at this point, well, DK, get to the freaking point. What do I do with my Mew? And I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing specific that you need to do. If I were you, before this raid starts, here's exactly what I would do. I would get my Mystery Gift Mew. I would do whatever I needed to get it to level 100, whether that's using XP candies from both, or from the support event that's going on right now, the Show of Supporters. Go farm those Blissey raids and get your XP candies and your Terra shards. I would see what Terra type my Mew came with. If it came with anything other than poison or fighting, odds are you're probably in a very good place right now. You don't need to worry about changing it. What about moves? I would probably leave your moves the same. If you want to make things a little bit more versatile, go ahead, and if you have the TMs for Nasty Plot and Acid Spray in your bag, go ahead and use those. Get rid of Light Screen and Swift. But make sure that you keep Life Dew, and you keep whatever attacking move came with your Terra type. And as far as EVs go, my suggestion would be to max out your EVs and your HP and your special attack. But honestly, if you want to play this smart, wait till we're a little closer to the raid, so that way you don't end up having to waste a whole bunch of berries or end up having EVs in the wrong place. A safe bet, though, would be to change your Mew's nature to modest. That would probably be a very safe bet. And other than that, there's really not a whole lot left that you can do at the moment. Right now, we're a little too far away from Mewtwo raids to start nailing down anything super specific. However, we do know that there will be some typings that will be very effective against Mewtwo, since he is both Psychic and Psychic Terra type on this one. We know Dark type is going to be really good, and we also know that Bug type is going to be really good as well. So keep an eye out, because I will be posting new Mew builds every day leading up to Mewtwo Terra raids. That way you have every single possibility, regardless of what your Terra type is, and regardless of what your experience with 7-star raids is, because I know that this one is probably going to be some people's first 7-star raid. And trust me, you're going to do just fine. But for right now, guys, that's all I've got for you. Welcome to Raid Week. Like I said, we've got videos coming out every single day to help you get ready for Mewtwo Terra raids when they come to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet next week. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like on the video and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on these videos. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.